So hello everyone. In this episode, it's gonna be short, but it's gonna be very important to see where you fit and how you can adapt your strategy and your risk management to yourself. So there are three types of traders, and you need to understand your personality to not have too much struggle in applying your strategy and not too much struggle in basically having to find a common ground between the market and yourself. So you have conservative traders, moderate traders, and aggressive traders. Obviously, I'll talk about the moderate traders at the end because they're in the middle. Let's start with the conservative traders. So conservative traders are people who are more averse to risk taking. So they don't like losses, they're scared of losses, and that would even push them to not take a trade that might make them win a lot of money because they don't want to take the risk, quote unquote. So they will take a lower risk. So they're going to how they should act in the market, they should take smaller trade sizes. What I mean by that is, for example, instead of risking 1%, they're going to risk less, right? Instead of risking 0.5%, then they're going to risk less. So let's say they build their whole risk management plan, and in their risk management plan, they have, I want to risk 0.5%. But when they come and they execute the trades, they feel that frustration in them and they miss a lot of trades that could make them a lot of profit. And then they realize, hey, I'm doing something wrong. Yeah. So what you should do is, if as a conservative trader you feel better trading smaller sizes to see that you're risking less, even though your risk management strategy is saying 0.5%, risk half of it, risk a third of it, and it's okay. Because as a conservative trader, as you see here, you're going to have a slower execution. So you will have to basically adapt to yourself to reduce your biases, adapt your risk management to yourself to have a better execution. So you'll have a slower execution. You'll need more confirmation in the market to have a safer trade. Of course, you're going to have a smaller trade size. You're going to risk lower, so you're going to earn lower, and you will not have to take the full move that would give you some profits, because you'll have to wait for more confirmation. So you'll just take a part of that bullish move or bearish move if you take a long or a short. So you need to be fine with the fact of being a bit slower and a bit less risk taking than a moderate or an aggressive trader, but this will allow you to build confidence and to grow in a better, more consistent way, depending on your personality. Now let's jump on the aggressive trader. The aggressive trader is basically the opposite. He wants the risk, he wants to take the trade, but instead of adapting to himself, he'll need to adapt his execution to his desire of taking the risk. So for example, as an aggressive trader, he would enter earlier than a conservative trader in the trade. He'll need less confirmations, and on top of that, he will have a tendency to risk more and trade more frequently. Of course, in terms of risk taking, he's gonna have a certain limit, but he's not gonna, for example, if his risk management says, oh, I can risk 1%, he will risk 1%. He won't have to risk a third of it or half of it like as a conservative trader. However, he'll need to uh, react less to the market, and how to react less to the market is basically trade less frequently. So instead of entering directly with a big trade size, high leveraged, and in multiple times in the market, he would basically have to control himself enter with a lower size, but a lower size would basically mean what his risk management says to do. So he'll need to have more preparation before, and um, he'll need to trade less frequently. So, meaning if I'm in the market and I have a maximum um, amount of trades per day or per session that is, let's say, two or three, he will have to not go beyond that limit. So he'll need to control himself a little bit more because this aggressive trader has a tendency to have a FOMO reaction, a FOMO bias to the market. Oh, I don't want to miss out, so I'm just going to take the trade, and who cares if I win or lose? But your risk management cares. And then you'll have the moderate trader. Now, what I realized is that the more you increase your knowledge and the more you increase your confidence and your competences as a trader, the more you tend to go from conservative or aggressive to moderate trader. Because a moderate trader is basically following the plan without thinking. It's balanced. His execution is balanced. He's got a fixed size that he's trading, a fixed amount that he's trading. He knows what he's doing, and he's got a moderate risk, meaning a balanced risk, because everything is based on his plan, right? So either you're more conservative or you're more aggressive, depending on the day, depending on your personality, depending on how you react to the market, depending on a lot of things. You need to observe your way of trading and then decide, am I more conservative or aggressive? Where exactly am I more aggressive? Where exactly am I more conservative? Why do I react this way? And if this causes you losses or irrational behavior, illogical behavior, the fact that you put everything in a journal will allow you, with notes of course, and how you feel when you take the trade and everything should be detailed. This will allow you to understand where is the mistake, where did you react irrationally, where did you react rationally. And the more you're going to apply your strategy, the more you're going to increase your knowledge, the more you're going to tend to become a moderate trader that is following his plan without any issues, without any inconsistencies, right? So I hope this helped, and I'll see you in the next video.